Now, if y'all hadn't heard, y'all better recognize. I'm telling y'all better recognize. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't understand how I lost all these. Whoops. How's everybody doing today? Welcome in. The new WNBA deal is in place. I've been trying to tell y'all for 2 years this was going to happen. I got a friend of mine who thinks he knows everything, and he literally couldn't have been more wrong. Freaking dumbass. I mean, it is remarkable how stupid people are. Like, either study something or shut up. Like, literally just shut up if you don't know what you're talking about. But the Caitlin Clark effect has now changed the lives generationally of future hundreds and thousands of women. And not to mention the fact that it's going to have a ripple effect when it comes to flag football and other sports like professional women's hockey and soccer. And if you don't think so, you are literally telling us who you are without telling us who you are. So it's a great day. I've been saying this for 2 years. It wasn't even going to be, first of all, this is not a long negotiation as far as negotiations go. And the NBA tried to pull some straight bullshit about, this, that, and the third. And once it came out that the WNBA turned a profit this year, the NBA, who owns 42% of the WNBA, had no leg to stand on. So shout out to the W, and appreciate y'all for tapping in. That was easy. So what's good, everybody? How's everybody doing today? So if you haven't heard, the WNBA has negotiated the inevitable, which we knew was going to happen. Well, some of us knew it was going to happen, but some other people who just troll and don't like to talk about women's sports, uh, or are just uneducated and just are living in the 3 year ago universe, uh, just were clueless about this. So this was not a long negotiation as far as negotiations go, and uh, now I may be compensated for doing this live, and I may make a commission on any qualifying purchase if you guys are interested in this hat or this shirt. But I digress. And the reality is that, as I've said many times throughout the last couple of years, but most recently, once the WNBA announced that they turned a profit this year, that was a wrap. And the NBA was going to have no leg to stand on. So this is a great day, not just for the WNBA, but for all of women's sports and young girls who quit at a much higher rate than their male counterparts for a multitude of reasons. But this is going to help flag football, women's, girls flag football. This is going to help uh, women's professional soccer. This is going to help uh, women's professional ice hockey. And people, there have been more like what you expect, right? And that's why Sue Bird and Megan Rapinoe started together, and the Everyone Watches Women's Sports, which has generated tens of millions of dollars just with that shirt alone. But I digress. But the reality is, what's up, Porter? The reality is that this negotiation is going to have a ripple effect. Now, again, people don't like to hear this, and it's no shade on anybody else. Angel Reese is amazing. Paige Beckers is amazing, and there have been a lot of colossal fuck ups by Nike by USA Basketball, by the NBA, and by the WNBA. Now, the NBA, we can check that one off. The NBA, the WNBA, we can sort of check off. A lot of the women of the WNBA really fucked this whole Caitlin Clark thing up. And it really negatively impacted things when it came to USA Basketball and why Caitlin Clark should have been on the Olympic team in 2024. Obviously, she'll be on it in 2028. But I'm going to give you an example of why this has been a colossal fuck up. Now, State Farm, Wilson, and Gatorade have not fucked up, but Nike has, and USA Basketball did, and they'll never recover from it because they lost an opportunity to gather tens, if not hundreds of millions of fans who were casual fans or not even fans of basketball or the WNBA. And we had a Tiger Woods effect happening. Now, was Tiger Woods bigger than Michael Jordan? I would say so, just because of how he brought black and white America together. He brought black people and white people to the sport for several generations. And that's what Caitlin Clark was doing. And she was hated on by WNBA players, uh, by all kinds of different groups. She was weaponized. And more importantly, she wasn't on the Olympic team in 24. And that fucked things up so badly in terms of the fact that, from a marketing perspective, she had an opportunity to make things continue to go in an upward trajectory. And what just happened with USA Basketball during these exhibition games, nobody knew that Caitlin Clark got the MVP. Now, can you imagine, like a year and a half ago, if this had been going on after she had been on the Olympic team? There would have been a hangover, and there would have been people like still wanting more basketball. Now, take her injury out of the picture. The fact that she wasn't on the 24 Olympic team caused people to not really give a shit about what's going on with USA Basketball right now. There were people, there were more people not in the stands from these games that I just watched than I've ever seen before when it came to Caitlin Clark. And that is the direct result of her not being on the 2024 Olympic team. Like, you have a chance to grow the game in a way that has never been seen before with regards to women's sports. And USA Basketball, players in the WNBA, the WNBA, and in terms of an epically failed marketing campaign, they weren't ready. And Nike's absolute, complete, colossal fuck up of, and it's no shade against Asia Wilson or Auntie Chantel and Asia Wilson's shoes, and they're great. Those fucking shoes are never going to sell as many as Caitlin Clark's shoes would have if they had come out with the shoe within the first couple of months of her first season in the WNBA. The fact, I don't give a shit. I'm not interested in excuses. It's just like I'm not interested in the optics or any of the excuses that any of the general managers or anybody else is having right now when it comes to why there are no black female head coaches in the WNBA. It is literally absolutely fucking ridiculous. Now, shout out to the WBL, the original W, but I digress. So there's a lot of issues going. I don't even know how Kathy still has a job. She's probably a great mom. She's probably a nice woman. She says some stupid shit like we all do. She got this inevitably done along with Adam Silver. So I guess she deserves some credit for that. But the fact that there are no, this is the same shit that we saw with the NFL. The NFL continues to blackball Colin Kaepernick, continues to not necessarily have the leadership with regards to African Americans in the NFL in the higher up positions and ownership. Uh, oh, you're fine. Thank you. You just put it on the bench. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. It's okay, Jor, leave it. And the fact that there's no black female head coaches in the WNBA is a whole separate issue. But I cannot like wrap my head around it. Now, I can also not wrap my head around the fact that Nate Tibbetts is the interim USA basketball coach. Now, he may be a great guy. Maybe his dad was a high school girls basketball coach back in the day, but he was in the NBA basically, or men's basketball, for 23 years. And the fact that he, as a white guy, got that job in Phoenix, and like I said, he may be the exception to the rule. Great guy. I got a job. Um, Michigan's my team. I got a job as the head women's basketball coach at a local college without having any experience on the women's side. But this was the WNBA, and the level of privilege. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. The level of privilege with white people and white guys and white female coaches compared to their African American counterparts is just crazy to me. And like I said, sounds like Nate is doing a great job in Phoenix. Took him to the finals this year in his second year, and clearly knows what he's doing because he was appointed the interim coach for the USA women's basketball team when Tara Lawson is coaching her Duke Blue Devils in the NCAA tournament. But this whole negotiation with the WNBA was inevitably going to happen because they turned a profit this year and they had all the leverage. Thank you so much. And when you have the leverage, there's nothing you can do. You can throw out, a few things here or there, but the reality was that the WNBA players were going to get roughly $600,000 on average, over $500,000, over $1.4 million max salaries. There's no way that WNBA coaches should be making more than the best players in the WNBA. That whole thing is just absolutely ridiculous. No, Nate Tibbetts is one of the highest paid coaches, and he's a guy. Like he makes more than Becky Hammon. It's just ridiculous. There's so many things that are ridiculous in society, but in with regards to the WNBA, they have messed up tremendously. Now, this is going to have a positive impact. The new TV deal, between the new TV deal and these new negotiations with the WNBA, will have a tremendously positive impact on, like I said, flag football, uh, women and girls flag football. Girls flag football is through the roof right now nationwide, and college programs are getting are getting intercollegiate women's flag football. It's a new sport. It's going to be a new sport at the college level, and that's going to eliminate some women's golf programs, women's basketball programs, because you're going to have like 20 to 25 players, and so you're not going to have tennis and golf over girls flag football, and it's cheap to do flag football. So it's a great opportunity for women's sports. So this negotiation is going to help women's professional soccer, women's professional volleyball, women's professional softball, women's professional baseball, which is starting soon, flag football, women's professional hockey. Shout out to Kelly Hayes, and women's professional soccer. Now, if I forgot any of the women's sports, the mainstream sports, rugby, obviously. Uh, I mean, this is going to have huge ramifications. And if you don't think that the Caitlin Clark effect is in full effect right now, you are literally living in a dream world. I, you know, it's not really debatable. And Adam Silver, bottom line, as I said in my video today, Adam Silver is a very smart guy. Now, the whole gambling thing with the NBA is ridiculous. I'm not even going to get into that today. But the fact that he got this negotiation done before a strike shows you that, first of all, he's not an idiot. And second of all, he knows he didn't have any leverage. And women's sports is trending. So you're selling out women's professional soccer games. You're selling out women's professional freaking hockey games. You're selling out WNBA games. WNBA games are in NBA arenas. New practice facilities are being built for college women's programs and professional women's teams. So this isn't just a charity thing anymore. It's never been a charity thing. It's always been a thing, but from a marketing perspective and fake narratives and false narratives and lies and trolls and liars and a lack of investment in women's sports, um, it's taken several decades to finally get to where we are now. Shout out to people in the Ukraine. You guys hang in there, man. Hopefully this thing's going to end soon. You guys are going to come out on top. But anyways, those are my sentiments on this newest WNBA negotiations. Over 500,000 average salaries, $300,000 average salaries, over 1.4 million max salaries, and lots of other things. 20% revenue sharing, I think they're getting housing for the first year, and there's a lot of other amazing charter flights, obviously, maternity leave. They pretty much got everything they wanted. And I can't tell you how many trolls and idiots and um, even friends and people knowledgeable in the sports fields uh, literally were wrong about this. And I've also said this many times. Uber lost money for 15 years. Amazon lost money for 10 years. The NBA lost money for 50 years. The NFL lost money for 40 years. And they continue to work towards TV deals and different deals with regards to Uber and Amazon. But with regards to the NFL and the NBA, the TV deals and the TV deal with the NCAA that was started by Judy Sweet, I might add, former first female athletic director in the history of the University of California, San Diego, when they were D3. And now you've seen how far they've come because of her going to D2, hiring Heidi Vanderveer, the sister of Tara Vanderveer, and then now they're Division One, and Heidi has taken them to 2 straight NCAA tournaments. But I again digress. So you can see the impact of women's sports on girls, on women, on pay, on um, increasing access, um, and eliminating the barriers to entry. So these things are all invaluable. And so shout out to all NECA, everybody who was a part of these negotiations. They had like a between an 84 and like a 95% support. There's always going to be a few that don't agree on everything, but they pretty much had a unanimous support from all the players. And we have expansion coming, like a lot of teams. So we already had 2 expansion teams. We had Golden State. We have Portland and Toronto this year. And there's Cleveland, Detroit, and Philly. Don't quote me. But anyways, all right, those are my sentiments. But again, shout out. We're gonna have WNBA season. Enjoy March Madness. Enjoy the WNBA draft, where AZ Fudd is probably going to be the overall #1 pick. Back-to-back years for UConn once again. And UConn is going to get another natty, their 13th. And this is my job, my guy. I may be compensated for doing this live, and I may make a commission on any qualifying purchase, but it's at no extra cost to you, as I do affiliate marketing and I do lives and I have brand deals. And I've been hearing this for the last several years that I should get a real job. I also substitute teach. I'm also a college basketball coach. I'm also an empath. I'm a life coach, and I do a lot of things that are authentically speaking to me every single day. And I just saw a study that the #1 reason why people live longer and have better quality of life is how they manage stress. So when somebody tries to knock you down and join their miserable life, all you can do is show them love and let them know that you love and care about them, even if they're having a hard time right now. And then it's up to them if they want to make some changes and deal with their childhood trauma and make some adjustments to their current lifestyle that may help them be a better version of themselves today and have a greater sense of clarity going forward. All right, I'll see you guys real soon. Shout out to the WNBA, and I appreciate it. Yeah, the thing is, as far as my teeth go, I had an orthodontist back in the day, and I got pretty good teeth. I got some big teeth, though. People say I got some big teeth. And so what happened was, and I didn't know this back then. I don't think they knew this back then. But so I asked my daughter's orthodontist the other day, uh, how, yeah, that's what happens when you get a little bit older. They do turn a little bit yellow. And I've been contemplating whether or not to do the white thing, but I digress. And they're like, I was like, how long is she supposed to do the retainers? And they're like, for the rest of her life. So I didn't know that part. And clearly they didn't know that back in the day. So when I had my teeth done back in the day, you see there's some gaps here. And that happened because I never knew that you're supposed to, I didn't have retainers. And if I did, I don't remember them ever saying that I was supposed to keep them in at night for the rest of my life. It's not about brushing. Oh, and I do want to mention this. When you brush, and I was just told this by a dentist, and they've been telling me wrong, and people are told the wrong thing for years. So when you brush your teeth, you're supposed to come down only. on the top. And then on the bottom, you're supposed to go up only. You're not supposed to brush side to side or in circles or go up and down. That can cause major issues with gum recession and your gum inflammation. Now, even more important than that is flossing. So, no, not like polishing a car. Down only on the top and up only on the bottom. That's it. Okay. And then the other thing, Jacob, not again, bro. Come on, man. And then the other thing is flossing, because the plaque buildup within 24 hours can leak down into our arterial system and cause plaque buildup, which a lot of times is a reason for cardiovascular disease if you're not flossing. So brushing is not necessarily the most important thing. If you had a choice between flossing and brushing, and I'm not a dentist, the results may vary, but flossing is more important. So just keep that in mind. I do not. I go twice a year, and they would have told me if I had gingivitis. All right. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you enjoyed the toothbrush lesson. And it's very important that you brush properly. Only down on the top and only up on the bottom. Don't go in circular motions. Don't go back and forth. Very gently down only, and then please floss. Please floss. Um, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Shout out to the WNBA. WNBA got their new contract. And to all the people out there who had a lot of childhood trauma, I wish you the best of luck in your healing journeys. I'm sorry that you had a hard childhood, and I'm sorry that you have to continue to bring people down in order to make yourself feel better. But truly, if we get back behind all of the peeling back of the onions, we will see that you truly are an amazing human being and you have so much to offer. And until next time, I will see you guys real soon. Shout out to your boy, and check out some of my most recent videos and some of the product videos that I have from these video recording glasses. And again, I may make a commission on any qualifying purchase, but if at no extra cost to you, you guys can get this WNBA hat. And I'm going to do a quick promo here. So if you guys are interested in this WNBA shirt or this WNBA hat, especially now after these negotiations, I told y'all this was going to happen. I told you there was going to be $500,000 minimum salaries. I told you there was going to be 1.5 million almost max salaries, that they should never make less than the max coaching salaries, and that they were going to get housing and charter flights and maternity leave and all kinds of other amazing negotiations on the front end and the back end, and 20% revenue sharing. But I digress. Now, I may make a commission on any qualifying purchase, but I want you guys to check out this hat and this shirt, as that was so easy because the players had the leverage. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. Again, check out this gear, because my bling is always blinging and my drip is always dripping. Yeah, shout out to the WNBA, y'all. Let's go, baby. Now, if you guys let's go. Y'all are just haters, man. You know what I'm saying? I had one of those things, those little packets where you can it's the flossing on one end and that's the red. Again, for those of you who don't floss and you barely brush and you have stanky breath and you have halitosis and you're projecting your stinking oh man, y'all are classic. All right, I'll see y'all next time. Shout out to the WBL, the original W. Shout out to the WNBA. I got to get ready to go LIVE on AMAZON. And I will see you guys real soon. Thanks for tapping in. Thanks for all the trolls. Thanks for all the happy, goofy, loving, kind words, and all the fun. And I'll see you real soon. We're back almost every day. And shout out to your boy, Hootie Hoot. I'll see you next time.